electronic cigarettes, or e-cigs, are generally constructed of three different parts. There's some sort of electric power source, usually a battery. There's a heating element, and then there's some sort of container or reservoir for nicotine liquid. And the idea is that once the battery is activated, it powers up the heater. The heater heats the liquid, produces a vapor that the person inhales with the intention of inhaling nicotine vapor. That nicotine liquid is almost always in one of two vehicles. It's nicotine mixed with propylene glycol or nicotine mixed with vegetable glycerin. And then that mixture almost always will include some type of flavoring and perhaps sweeteners. In e-cigarettes versus the nicotine in tobacco, it's actually a very relevant question because whereas it may be very expensive to synthetically produce nicotine, it's relatively inexpensive to extract it from the tobacco plant. And so, in fact, the nicotine that's in tobacco cigarettes is nicotine in the tobacco plant. The nicotine that's in electronic cigarettes is nicotine that's been extracted from a tobacco plant. So either way, it's the same drug, and in fact, it has the same biological basis. Nicotine is a psychomotor stimulant, which means it excites your muscles at the level of the neuromuscular junction. It's also it also acts on neurons in the brain. It's interesting because at low doses, it has a mild excitatory effect, kind of like caffeine does. At high doses, it can cause seizures and death. And so it's well known that unlike caffeine, it's very easy to overdose on nicotine. In terms of future research on electronic cigarettes, I think I'm pretty concerned with what they do. What they do when people use them the way they're intended, what they do when people use them the way they're not intended. And by what they do, I mean, do they deliver nicotine? Do they deliver other toxicants that could be harmful? What I do worry about is what the long-term effects of many, many puffs per day, week after week, month after month, year after year of propylene glycol vapor or vegetable glycerin vapor or vapor made up of all those flavorants, what those effects would be on the human lung. And I don't think we know the answer, and until we know the answer, it's really hard to say that long-term use of these products is sure to be safe.